tape of your own performance. Just what did you think, getting a chance to look back at it?
Looking back at the film,
Yeah, looking back at your own self.
I think we played well as a whole unit, offense, defense, and special teams. I think we all came out, we put a huge emphasis on those things throughout the week, and I think we just came out and executed as a whole.
You've never been a guy to really celebrate a lot of your own success and accolades, CJ, but you earned a lot more by way of respect and accolades this week than you have before. I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
What does it start to feel like as a fifth-year guy and you're starting to get this stuff?
To be honest, it's not something I really like to look into or like feed into. It's nice and all, but I understand the bigger goals at hand that we have here. To be honest, all I want to do every week is just come out there, practice hard every week, and just be the best I can for the team on Saturdays.
Where does some of that come from? That mindset, that mentality that you have?
I think it's kind of something that's been instilled in me since I was a little kid. My dad always, he's kind of driven that mindset of, don't worry too much about the praise or the outside noise. Same people that can pat you on the back for doing good can, as soon as you do bad, they'll talk bad about you. So either way, I don't really look into it, good or bad. I just try to play hard regardless.
Mario was talking about how this week, how you guys prepare and ultimately play is going to determine if you're a great team or a really good team. Mm-hmm. What's the mentality, the vibe been like with you guys, just knowing that you got to stay on your game against this team?
I think we know that. Coaches definitely hit that home while we was watching film about the game, telling us the same thing that they just told you. And we buy into that. We feed into that all major league. We know in order to be a great team, everybody's going to be looking at us to go out there, still be focused on the win against Ohio State and come out there lackluster against the team. But no, our focus is on Stony Brook. We're going to treat them as if they're any other team. Prepare for them hard and play them hard.
What are some of the things that you've seen from Stony Brook, just in from an early look standpoint?
They're not a bad team. They're not a bad team at all. They do. These dudes is crazy. They do things. They do some things in the defensive side of the ball. That we're gonna have to make adjustments to. So coaches are doing a good job putting together a game plan. It's just up to us to execute.
Can you say about Dawson Jerome development and just his ability to come in without really having played much prior to this year and playing in some big moments for you guys?
I think it's a true testament to those guys he has in front of him. Those other guys, Alex, Ryan Walk, Stephen Jones. Taking them up under their wing and showing them the ropes, making sure he's good to go on everything. And Dawson's just a great guy in general. So he's always looking to get better.
You tell the depth of the offensive line has improved because they're playing still more and more guys as the year has gone on, and the rotation's expanded a little bit.
Definitely. Coach Mirabal does a great job always getting those guys ready. Every single one of them, he treats them all the same. There's no rankings over there. Everybody, he expects everybody to play hard and play as well as those guys starting.
You guys ran a lot of that unbalanced formation. A lot. You had a couple of runs. Travis had a couple of runs. The last throw to DJ there. I know you were in at running back.
Yeah.
Walk me through, just in your own perspective, your roles on those plays, whether you were running it or blocking there on that last one.
To be honest, every play as a running back, we want to think as if we're scoring. So that's how I like to look at it. Coach Mastro does a good job telling us that. See no failure is something that Alvin Kamara uses. He picked up on it. He's been telling us a lot. So every time we get handed the ball off, we're looking to score. We don't want anybody to bring us down, and so that's kind of the mentality. And then if we're blocking, the same thing. We want to make sure we do our job, our assignment, and stay in there and block so the quarterback can get the ball off.
How often, even in practice, when you guys run plays and the pulling guard doesn't even have anyone to block? I mean, that happened a couple times against Ohio State where you got into the end zone and the guy supposed to be blocking for it doesn't have anyone to block.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you said, Ryan Walk, he didn't have a guy to block a couple times over there. But I think it's just that's just Coach Moorhead being able to scheme him up, calling the right plays against certain looks so that we can have those advantages.
Talking about the offensive line rotation, obviously having a bunch of different guys in is something that Anthony has to deal with as a quarterback, but you're running behind those guys. What's that like for you, just seeing that you could have that rotation and those changes?
It's amazing, because all those guys they step up to the playing field when it's time to go. When their number's called, they're ready to play. So I have no problem running behind any of those guys on the offensive line. I'm very confident with all of them.
You tell like him, a guy like DJ, able to make just big plays on both sides of the ball.
Man, DJ's a real character. He's funny, but a real hard-nosed football player. Comes out here, works every day, very hard worker, you know, and like you said, he can do anything. Both sides of the ball, he's gonna make a play for us.
You were talking during preseason about how you put a lot more emphasis in the offseason on mobility and taking care of your body. Are you feeling the kind of benefits of that?
Oh, most definitely. You know, I definitely take the extra time to come in, whether it's after practice or after a game, before practice. Make sure I come in, get loosened up, go see the treatment staff, you know, get certain kinks worked out before I go out there practice or game.
Are you like feeling better when you wake up on a Sunday now?
Oh, most definitely.
Growing up, CJ, growing up in Japan in particular, just what that experience was like for you.
It was cool, to be honest. You know, my dad's in the military, so we moved a lot when I was younger. I'll say I was like 4 years old when we moved to Japan. Stayed there for 3 years. It wasn't too bad. You know, definitely a culture change, but I hadn't started school anyway, so I started school in Japan. So it was kind of like just like starting over there, really. Like, to be honest, like learned kindergarten, first grade, second grade, all the way over there. So it wasn't too bad.
You still able to speak it?
No. I used to know a little stuff, like, but all that's gone.
How old were you when you moved back?
When I moved back to the States, 7.
Where were you at when you were like even before moving there? You
San
said
Diego.
You were
I was in San Diego.
originally
I
and
was in
then
San Diego.
bounced up
From San Diego to Japan, back to San Diego. Mm-hmm.
You guys had an earlier kickoff, in Columbus. You know, got there a day earlier. Now you kick off a little later at 4:40. How does that change things for you from a preparation standpoint?
To be honest, we prepare the same. You know, we prepare the same regardless. We're a morning operation here anyway, so you know, for us, we're used to getting up early. The late start will just be, you know, give us more time. You know, get treatment, get stretched out, or whatever it is. But preparation, that from that standpoint, nothing changes.
What was growing up like with military family in particular? Not just the Japan part, but just in general.
I mean, like most military housing, I would say, like my parents, well, my mom, so my dad was kind of strict here and there, not too bad, but definitely like a structured household, you know, certain things certain way, yes ma'am, no sir, but I grew up on that anyway. But yeah, nothing too crazy really, you know, my dad's kind of chill, laid back person anyway, so it wasn't nothing crazy.
What was the hardest thing that you've ever gone through? Doesn't have to be football, CJ, but just what is the hardest thing?
There's been a lot of tough times I've had in life, just in general. I'll say one of the hardest times in my life that I can recall is probably just my granddad passing. It was like on Father's Day. Yeah, I passed on Father's Day. It was a tough time for my family, but that's probably the hardest one. You know, he's definitely a big man in my corner. You know, I love being able to go down to Mississippi and see him, visit him and stuff. And you know, he kind of like saw this out for me, like football and everything. You know, making a name for myself in football. So you know, just him being able to experience, that's probably just the most devastating part. Besides that, nothing.
What was his name?
You said
His name?
my granddad's name, Tommy.
Tommy?
Tommy Jane Verdell.
That's your dad's name?
My dad's Christopher.
Got it.
I'm a junior. Yeah.
I knew that.
Yeah.
About on your dad's side. How old are you?
When my granddad passed,
Yeah.
I was only 19. Or actually 18.
So you were here already? You were a freshman?
Yeah.
That's your real freshman?
Yeah.
So that's right before arriving, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you're a couple of months away from enrolling and stuff, but yeah, like you're into high school and here you're looking forward to college and getting here.
Yeah.
I've dealt with tragedy, man.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
But what is that like at 18?
Oh man, it was tough. It was definitely real tough. You know, I just remember my dad getting a call from his sisters. You know, that was pretty much explaining everything that was happening while he was in the ambulance, and my dad just started breaking down, crying. You know, we all run in the room, and he tells us what happened, and we all just started breaking down, crying together. It was tough. It was real tough, man, because you know, like I said, he was definitely huge, and like I feel like my whole coming up and like being in football and everything. You know, he's definitely one of my number one supporters. And like I said, it would be awesome. He would have loved to be able to come to a game or experience his environment, see some of this. But yeah, him not being here is kind of sad. Man.
Had you ever seen your dad cry before?
Yeah, actually, one other time. It was actually a Father's Day too. I gave him a Father's Day card, and I wrote something nice, and he cried in it. But besides that, yeah, my dad doesn't really cry often.
Did it say military man?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
exactly.
pretty
Yeah,
unfair. Members of the military, so.
exactly.
Can I get a number for your parents?
Yes.